Hello, I am Calvi Calv from Calvi Calv's Gaming. I am a streamer, and this game is called Scion. This is first edition Scion. Um, I like to call it Percy Jackson, the role playing game, because the characters in the game are the children of gods. There are many different pantheons. The first book has six, and then an additional book has, I think, three or four more, and then another one has the Indian gods. So there's a lot of different pantheons, and you can kind of work around and get other ones. Um, so that's who I am, and this is what this is. Go ahead, Nelson.
Hi everyone, my name is Nelson, or I'm Batsby, wherever that might pop up. I am super excited to play this game. I've mostly played D&D or 5e, and so I'm very looking forward to uh, growing and hoping to understand this new combat system. My character's name is Shen, or Shane Saint-Rose. You'll hear a little bit more about him in just a little bit.
Very true. Okay, so like we established, you trying to become more social, decided to explore more of the world on your own. So you decided to, because of what time it is, because it is in game. It is March 20th. So you decided to dial it back a couple days. You decided to go to Ireland um, to celebrate an authentic St. Patty's Day. As we were just talking about, you probably got there thinking the wrong thing, uh, wearing the wrong attire. Probably got sorted out real quick, um, and then probably had a blast. Honestly, I mean, I've never been, but I'm sure it's a very powerful experience. Um,
Mm,
because like there's a difference between doing a celebration, in one like a small one, and then going to like where it started, type of thing.
right.
So so that was a couple days ago in game. Um, you made some new friends. I mean, you have a lot of bit of money, so probably in your attempts to be a little bit more social and friendly, you probably were willing to spend some of it, go around, experience new things, and you had an exciting couple of days. Um, and it is now March 20th, and you are waking up with a really bad hangover.
Mm.
Um, you are lying on very cold concrete. Um, you're shuffling around you. Um, you know that there's other people in the area. So,
Okay.
this is, you're probably like conscious, like probably your eyes closed. I mean, concrete has a very specific feel to it. Like,
Mhm.
you're like, oh, this could be, anything else, but no, it's concrete. You're like, yeah, that's cold concrete. So,
I probably immediately try to reach for my phone or something.
all right, you do not have your phone on you.
I start panicking, and I start seeing if my very familiar servant is around, perhaps.
You get up and look around. The sun is very bright,
Mm,
and you're in a cell with a couple of your new friends.
well, not again.
They are still out.
I would imagine that, and have they introduced themselves to me yet, or
Probably at
I?
some point, whether or
Oh,
not you
okay,
remember their name after 3 days of shenanigans.
okay. Um, I assume I would try to get the attention of whoever was supposed to be supervising or guarding the cells to see if I could get my phone. I'm very concerned because I usually at least check in with my um, you know advisors and business partners, etc. And I'm worried about how the businesses and whatnot are doing, given my backstory,
Right.
um, which and at some point if I need to get into that, I can.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll go up to the bars and you'll be like, hello, hello. Um, an Irish police officer will walk over and I'm not going to brutalize their accent as much as I would love to attempt it. I'd be like, oh, you're finally awake.
I am. Do you happen to have my mobile? I believe is what y'all call them here. I said y'all, and I'm definitely not supposed to use that because my character is a Chinese person who was adopted by a British guy. But I guess I was raised in partially in America, so y'all's fine. Anyways,
Yeah,
yeah. Do you have my phone?
we have all of your possessions.
Would it be possible for me to have my phone back? Just my phone.
Uh, yeah, I'll go get that for you. He will walk off. A couple minutes later, he'll walk back with your phone.
Okay. I take it from him. Is there a charge?
I'll say yes.
Okay. I look at the phone. I look at my notifications and just to see how the stocks are doing, but also if there are any important emails from any of my advisors or partners at Life Tech, which stands for Logic Innovations and Future Electronics Technology.
I love the name of that, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that.
No,
I'm a
you
huge
didn't.
fan of acronyms,
I
so
am too.
I love it. I adore it.
Yeah. And Life Tech, for the uninitiated, which is basically anyone that's not myself or Calvi, is my robotics company or robotics technology company that focuses on basically robots and technology that helps humanity by creating robots and AI that are geared towards creation, preservation, and the advancement of life, um, which is a vast departure from what my character's beginning companies were, which you might discover at another point.
Yeah. Yeah. You. I mean, you probably have. Uh, you probably knew. I mean, these are probably vacation days you probably took because you wanted to go out and do a thing. So, I mean, you probably have people in the company. You have a secretary. You have other managers. So you've probably been CC'd on things, but I mean, you're smart enough and business savvy enough to get this far. You probably have people that you trust in your business to handle stuff. So, I mean,
Mm,
it's just basic things. Um, some parts came in, some of them didn't work, so you had to return them, but some of them worked just fine, and they're being, tested in the R&D labs, and it's
okay.
just basic business stuff. We'll say your something equivalent to a life alert device has been approved for the market in a limited quantity. We'll say in China,
Okay.
in a specific area. Let's just say Hong Kong. I guess I don't know. I don't know enough about China. Um,
Sure.
I just know that you don't want to get into a land war with them. That's the extent of my
No, no.
knowledge.
I feel like I would immediately open up the app that's basically a private app that I created specifically for my AI servant
Mhm.
Alfred, aka Alfie. Um, we jokingly call him AI Fred, but I nicknamed him Alfie, and he is my longtime robotics AI servant that I started kind of working on when I was in primary school or grade school, and have slowly just kind of upgraded him and wiped his memory or cleaned swapped out parts and etc. And so right now um he is not with me apparently, but he, I'm assuming, is in some general vicinity nearby.
Yep. You'll message him. He will respond in binary. No, I'm just kidding. Um, although I mean, you might actually be able to read binary, so that might be fine. 1001110. Um, he'll respond to the effect of understood. We're on the way.
Okay,
Um,
okay. um at that point, assuming that my affairs will soon be taken care of, I decide to put away my phone to conserve the battery, and then just kind of take in more of the surroundings or the prison cell, jail cell.
Uh, I I assume it's probably pretty cold. I
Okay.
assume Ireland is equivalent to northern United States for it's winter time there, so it's
Hmm.
still uh, late winter, so it's probably cold. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's pavement's gonna be cold, but yeah, you just it's a jail cell. It's doesn't look huge as far as there's not like rows and rows. You're not in like a prison or anything, but there's half a dozen cells.
Okay.
Um,
I how many people are in this cell with me?
Four.
Okay. Just because of the person he is, he would like just to go and check to see if they're breathing and haven't like
Oh yeah, no,
asphyxiated on
I
the
mean,
vomit.
yeah, they're all fine. They're just sleeping off a hangover at this point.
Okay, okay. What else do I have in my possession? Or they
It's
took everything on me, but what am I wearing?
it's whatever you would have been wearing, 3 days ago.
Oh gosh. Okay. I'm assuming it it was this annoying looking like green St. Patrick's Day shirt, but I've like turned it inside out because I didn't want the like logo or whatever to like
Right,
show. And then just some basic jeans and some like running shoes or walking comfort shoes.
right. Um, we'll say you also have some kind of jacket, um,
Sure.
like a,
With a
a,
hood.
like a yeah, like a light jacket with a hood.
Hmm.
But not light, like a medium jacket with a hood. Like I said, I don't know how. Probably not wearing a parka, but
No,
I
no, no.
mean, you're
It's
probably
about
not.
50 Fahrenheit in Dublin right now.
Okay, so that's not bad. Yeah, I mean, I mean, I live in New England, so I can wear a hoodie in 20-degree weather and be fine.
Mm,
So you're probably wearing some kind of medium jacket because I mean you spent time in I don't know how the weather in Hong Kong is or but I mean you spent
hmm.
time in England and it's kind of cold there, so you're probably somewhere in the middle, in the middle
Hmm.
of so and you haven't had really enough time to acclimate to this weather yet. Um,
Right.
but yeah, yeah, it was just sitting there. It only will take about 5-10 minutes, you think, and then
For Alfie.
you'll hear uh, some talking, uh, and then that guard will come over and um, open the gate or open the cell door. You're like free to go.
Wonderful. Are all my things in a
Yes,
box or
yes, we have your
okay?
things. You're not the
Great.
first person we put in a drunk tank.
Gotcha. Do these four have people coming to get them or
They're taken care of as well.
okay? Well, appreciate your service, I guess. I'll be going.
Yeah, you'll walk up. He'll close the door and he'll walk you up to the front. You'll sign some things to get your stuff back. We'll say,
Hmm.
and then he'll walk you. I've never been really in a place, so I don't know. But he'll walk you to, out front, and there is AI Fred, and standing next to him is a blonde woman, about 5'3". She looks athletic. I mean, she's wearing kind of. I want to say she's in like a business casual, but like with mobility.
Okay.
So she looks like she is a bike messenger. Like
Oh,
that's the kind of body and definition she has.
okay.
She's got really, I mean, nice looking legs because they're very toned because she uses them for
She bikes.
biking. But she does have a professional look. So she's not wearing just like ragtag clothes or whatever. She is wearing kind of like I said, like a business casual type of thing.
Sure. Sure.
Um,
I'll probably just reach out. Alfie, you brought a guest.
um, she brought me.
Does not compute, Alfie. What do you mean she brought you? I thought I summoned you.
You did, but she brought me here because protocols.
protocols. I kind of turn to look at her and say, "Well, Madam Protocols, what brings you here?"
You can call me Robin. Mrs. Protocols was my mom. Um,
Understood, Robin.
uh, I am here as a matter of business, you could say.
Well, if there's anything I know in my 25 years of life is business, so
Um, Fantastic. If you'd like to come this way, we have a table, a location nearby.
like here in the precinct or
Location nearby.
okay, okay. Well, Alfie, if you wouldn't mind grabbing some of
Yeah,
my bulky.
they have all of your stuff like right there.
Okay.
They probably actually gave it to you
Okay.
like
Okay.
before you came out front. You signed everything and they gave you all of your stuff.
Okay. I'm looking through the box and I'm just like, okay, beads, a pint glass,
Yeah,
um,
probably. You probably got a lot of swag.
my like taser, pepper spray. Just okay. I think everything's here. Thanks, Alfie.
Some phone numbers.
Numbers.
Yeah, no, he'll take it and then Robin will, do the gesture for you to
Okay.
head out the door.
Well, I'll go through and then I'll stop and I'll go after you.
Fine. And then she will step outside.
I'm blinded by the light.
Yep. Blinded by the light. You will step outside. Like I said, I don't know anything about place. I only know stuff about parts of New England. So my location abilities in other countries is going to be horribly inaccurate.
Downtown Dublin. I'm sure there's like cobblestone.
Well, you're not in. I don't know if you're in Dublin. You're in a different place.
Okay.
You may have started in Dublin.
Oh.
I don't know how far. I think it's Athlone. Athlone. I don't know. We'll say she will walk you. We'll say 2 blocks. To a place called. I wrote it down. Sean's Bar.
Sean's Bar.
Sean's Bar.
We're going to be drinking so early again?
That's up to you, sir.
Oh, okay.
Hair of the Dog, I believe, is what it's called.
Understood.
There is a sign that has Guinness World Records, oldest public house bar in Ireland, or actually, in Ireland.
I turned to Alfie. Alfie, did you bring my jacket? My business suit jacket, not like this jacket, but like the jacket I like for business things.
It is inside, sir.
Oh, okay. Just always thinking, Alfie.
Well, that's what I was built for.
Wait, I am brilliant. I go inside.
And so full of yourself. And humble too, sir, is what he actually says.
What? You need to tweak your AI. Just kidding.
Okay. You'll walk in. I assume they smoke there. I don't know. There's probably like a smoking section. So there are people. There's plenty of people. Or not plenty of people. I guess it's probably like 9:30 in the morning. I mean, there's probably people there. People at the bar, people at some tables. Kind of runs the gambit. You have some blue collar worker looking like guys. Kind of a little bit greasy clothes. Rugged looking.
Okay.
There's a man at a table.
Is there a lot of people in the bar?
We'll say about a dozen.
And it's early in the morning, or noonish, or what?
It's 9:30.
God. Okay.
I mean, it is like a pub. So
gotcha.
They have food. There's a gentleman in a white suit. You can't see his face because he's behind, like he's reading like a newspaper, but you see some smoke coming up. There's some, you can tell that there's some people like in a booth. There are a couple of touristy looking people, people that obviously don't look like they're from here. And
I'd like to go up to the bar.
Okay.
Is the barkeep there?
Yes.
Okay. I would like to secretly tell the barkeep, put everyone's tab on me, and then I'll just kind of walk away and go to the table where Robin and Alfie are.
Uh, the tab has already been handled, sir.
It has
Yes.
by
He'll point over to a table. At this table, you will see two Irishmen getting up, and they look very angry. Like Robin walks over there, and Alfred walks over there, or over there. Two Irishmen. They look very angry, and they're like grumbly, like walking away. You look over, and there will be a lady sitting at a table. There will be dominoes on the table.
okay.
She looks like the landlady from Kung Fu Hustle.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Okay, if y'all aren't aware and don't have the context, like now is a really good time to like Google Kung Fu Hustle landlady because I needed that laugh. Holy
Yeah, that's lit. Yeah, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have her look like the landlady from Kung Fu Hustle.
I turned to the bartender and I point at her.
Yes.
She.
Yes.
Oh, okay. And she's sitting with Robin and Alfie, or no? She's at
she's at a table. Like Robin and Alfred will be sitting. Like, you're walking over, they're walking over. That thing happens. You kind of talk, ask questions. They're like in the process of sitting down at the table with her.
Okay. Well, I start walking over. I was like, oh, okay, well, thank you. I just, my friends told me that the best way to make new friends is by giving gifts. So, so I kind of walk over then to that general direction.
Yeah, she even has like the cigarette in her mouth and the curlers and everything.
But does she have the look?
She does. She looks 100% like the landlady.
Oh dear. Okay. Great.
I mean, she's smirking a little bit more because she just beat some dude's asses at dominoes.
So gotcha.
But yep, Robin and AI Fred are sitting at the table with her.
Okay.
You'll come over and she'll say, sit down.
So. Oh, okay. Yes. And you are.
I'm your mother.
Shen immediately like looks around for like a camera to be like, is this like Punked or some reality TV show?
Do I look like I am one to punk somebody?
Madam, I don't know.
Sit.
I feel like
you feel 100% compelled to sit.
Right, like I don't want to, but like I physically don't want to, but like I do.
Yes, exactly. Like you're like, like you're like halfway sitting down. You're like, fuck, oh shit, come sit down.
Right,
like,
right.
Domino's.
I prefer Papa John's, but sure.
She'll flip them over, and they all look like Papa John's now. If that's your preference. Like, they're still Domino's, but they're Papa John's Domino's.
Oh, like I was gonna reach for a slice of pizza. Okay, so this is some sort of like audio like experiment, some like new AI technology. Like, is this a business proposition or?
No. I am your mother.
When you say mother,
you were born of. She will say a name that I don't have a name. Calvin totally didn't come up with a name because I'm sort of ad-libbing, to be fair. She will say a name. I will come up with that name later.
Okay.
He was your father. And or at least he thought he was your father. And then you were adopted by whatever, I can't remember.
Arthur? Wait,
Arthur.
So
yes, Arthur.
You're my mom from China?
I'm your biological mother, yes.
And You're here why? I'm very confused. You gave me up when I was a child. Do you want money? Is this why you're here?
Why would I need money?
I don't know. I mean, I made a lot of money and then I sold off my initial business and now I started Life Tech and I don't know. This is all very confusing. I literally just woke up in a prison cell like 45 minutes ago. And now
I care nothing for money.
so what is it you want? I feel like this is very random for you to be coming out of the blue to tell me that you're my mother.
Um,
I look over at Alfie too and I'm just like and seeing if he's like processing or doing anything or no, nothing.
nope.
And Robin is still there too?
Yep.
And I look at Robin and Robin's just stone faced or
Yeah. She's smiling. Like she's very pleasant. Like she's not
Okay.
just like, but
Okay.
she's like, like a pleasant, happy.
I'm just gonna call her the madam. So, madam, you claim to be my mother. You don't want money.
I am your mother. I don't claim to be your mother.
You show up 25 some odd years after you dropped me off at the steps of, this church to be eventually adopted out. All granted, it's been a good life, but still, this is I don't know. This doesn't seem right.
We are prohibited from interfering directly with your lives.
Is this like an embargo thing? Like, is it because of like taxations between China and England or the
You don't
United?
know. You. Hold on. I am. What is it? Xiwangmu. I think.
Xiwangmu, yeah.
I am Xiwangmu.
Like,
If you want to roll,
uh-huh.
in intelligence, academics. So what you would do is you would click on intelligence, and your academics is 3. So for the bonus, you would put 3, and then that would be rolling 7 dice.
Okay, hold on. Let me open up the campaign.
Wow.
We were looking at it. Okay, so I'm
gonna have a little bit of rolling. Can't not.
Okay, so / roll what?
So intelligence. So you click on intelligence, it'll pull up a. Oh shit. It'll pull up an input value modifier. You will put 3.
Click on intelligence.
Yep.
Modifier 3. Okay.
And then you click submit. Okay, we're not counting your epic rating.
Oh god, that's so bad.
No, that's not bad.
It's a 1. Am I not seeing?
That's 3. You got 3 successes.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, and the epic rating is 1, so that's an automatic success for your epic rating, but we're not counting that yet.
How many successes were possible again?
I mean, as many dice as you're rolling.
So that would
be 7 possible successes.
Gotcha. Okay.
And essentially, the nat 1 counteracts your highest roll. So every 1 counteracts your highest roll.
Okay.
And a natural 10 counts as like a critical, so it counts as 2 successes.
Okay.
So you got your 9 was canceled by your 1, and then you have 3 8s.
Okay.
You know who Xiwangmu is.
So you're the Xiwangmu.
Yes.
From like the Peaches.
Yep.
The Destroyer Demon, but now
one and the same. Married to the Jade Emperor.
Alfie, can you read my blood toxicity? Am I still like drunk or high on something right now?
Sir, you have I don't know. I don't really remember how blood toxicity works. You have a little bit in your system, but not not enough to be hallucinating.
Okay.
Essentially.
I turned to look at Rob and I'm like, did you hear this?
Yes.
And is anyone else in an earshot of us, or everyone's?
Nobody's really paying attention. I mean, they're all doing their own thing. Not that they would know who Xiwangmu is anyway.
Okay. So if I believed in the myths that a lot of like my au pairs in China told me, what why I have many questions and I don't even know how to answer them or ask them. Like,
Well, ask them.
for what purpose are you now manifesting?
Um, most, she'll look at Robin, most um, gods or goddesses, um, celestial beings, um, have children um, throughout the ages. In some, they're called demigods, or uh, we refer to them you as scions, um, children of gods. But because of a lot of reasons, we aren't able to interact with you generally.
Mm.
Some break the rules. It's not like there's any over, like a single government or anything
Mm-hmm.
overruling all pantheons.
Okay.
But it's kind of an agreement that we will not interfere with our children's lives. Generally. Um,
I see.
but every so often, we, the gods, we visit our children
Okay.
and give you gifts that allow you access to your some of the divine ichor that flows through your veins.
Just completely silent and it's just
Because sometimes things happen. We can't interfere directly with human. We can't interact on Earth.
okay.
Uh, it was an agreement between all of the pantheons eons ago that we would not interfere. It has been broken a couple times. The last time was World War II. Um, and most of us take that very seriously. So we are allowed to birth new scions, but we're not allowed to interfere in your lives that much. Little things here and there, and she'll direct like point at Alfie. Little things here and there. Uh,
But I made Alfie.
yes, but isn't it weird that some of those circuits just kind of lined up kind of perfectly at the right moment, and the code just so happened to work?
I mean, I always thought it was interesting that his, you know, logics and processing seem to
Is more
surpass
advanced than
other.
any other one you've created.
I mean, yeah.
I'm
I
not
mean,
saying that you didn't.
Alfie, don't let that get to your head, Alfie.
I'm not
But
saying he's like, of course, sir. I'm not saying that you didn't create him. I just nudged him so that he
what
could.
else have you nudged, Mother?
That was it. I nudged him so that he could look after you.
So this is all well and good, but I'm still curious. Like, I appreciate these gifts, but I mean, as you know, if you're the Queen Mother of the West and all, that I don't need gifts. I'm pretty well off. I've done well on my own. After my after father died, I just I've been doing fine on my own, and now you come along to give me gifts. Like, what? I don't understand. What is this ichor you're trying to give
Iker.
me? This ichor.
It is
What,
the.
like?
It's the power of the gods.
I, give me an example of a power of a god.
Uh,
You see
Okay.
his very quantitative brain is
Yes.
like,
So Calvin does not know any Chinese demigod stories, and so that's kind of on me. So she would probably give you some.
okay,
I don't personally know any, but equivalent to Hercules and Perseus and
okay,
any of the Greeks are the ones that kind of pop out in my mind the most because those are
okay.
kind of the mostly
Well,
which
to my
she would
end, it's
probably
just.
mention like Hercules and Perseus, but she would probably go through kind of other ones.
But what about Mother? What do you do? I mean, I know what you're known for, but like, what are the limitations of your abilities, and how does that then affect me as a Scion?
Well, you can only handle so much in your frail human body.
Right,
You have
as a
to
mortal.
correct. You have to at some point. I mean, that there are, especially in the celestial bureaucracy, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of uh, major gods and minor gods and immortals. It's possible for most of them are scions that just lived their life and became part of the greater bureaucracy when they died.
See,
But uh, sometimes there are forces that are trying to, like I said, we have a rule that we are not allowed to interfere, and there are other beings that are supposed to follow the same rules. And like we cannot interfere, so we have to visit our children to activate their divine gifts so that they can fight.
fight what, Mother?
We don't know. There are mummies in Egypt, titans in Greece, spirits for the Loa. There's many different kinds. It depends on where you are.
So
Udun, if you were in China, I think it's Udun.
what? Well, so how do you give me these gifts? Do you just sign paperwork or what?
She will pull out two rings. One is white, one is black. She'll put them down on the table. I just give you them.
You knew my size. I pick them up and I put one on one thumb and one on the other, and
They fit perfectly.
they fit perfectly, and I just feel this weird sensation. I'm guessing.
Yeah, they will glow when you actually I would say immediately upon picking them up they will glow.
Okay.
And then you'd be like, oh, okay, put them on. And yeah, you feel pretty good. You
God, the
feel
hangover's gone now.
yeah, fuck it, because you have epic stamina. We'll say the hangover's gone. Like you're I mean, it's considering how many epic stats you bought. Yeah, you're feeling real good. You know, like you feel like your vision's a bit sharper. Your mind is a bit sharper. You feel a little more. I would say because wits. I feel like wits is kind of like a loose intelligence where you kind of
Mm.
can react easier. And then strength, dex, and stamina. So like you feel a little. You're feeling good. Probably better than you've ever felt.
So these two rings now make me a Scion, Mother.
You've always been a scion. It is not until you were given your gifts from your visitation that your powers activate.
I look at my fingers and I'm just like, what? Look, I'm a fan of giving gifts, but I was always taught that gifts sometimes come with a price. What am I getting myself into in accepting these gifts?
Um, I already explained that there are evil forces that the gods cannot interfere with, and so unfortunately, that falls to you. Not you alone, but
But I have a company to run, Mom.
the company can run itself.
I mean, it can, but also, so am I just supposed to drop everything I'm doing to fight
Not necessarily.
titans and mummies?
Not necessarily. But you have to learn how to use your powers.
So is there like an academy?
Of sorts.
There's just a lot of questions, Mother. I mean, I really do appreciate the gifts. I'm not really one for bling to begin with, but
They're not really blingy. Like they're not. I mean, I think of like like diamonds and like shiny and gold and
yeah.
like they're they're actually probably very simple looking. Like
Mm-hmm.
basic.
Like they're actually like silver, or like silver metal, but one's darker and one's just lighter
Yeah,
than the other or
yeah,
something.
exactly. Like one's
Unassuming.
like a whitish, and the other one is just a blackish. It is very like an onyx color probably, and the other one's probably like a like a cream.
Okay.
Like I mean, it's still white, but it's like a cream color.
So, say I buy into all this, Mother. What?
You can afford it, sir. As yeah,
Uh,
Alfie said.
yes, Alfie. Alfie. We need to update your facetious and sarcasm drivers.
They were updated yesterday, sir.
Well, Mother, we got to do something with.
I think he's fine.
And who's Robin?
Oh, who am I?
Sorry, Robin. I don't mean to speak about you like you're not here. You are the bike messenger of the gods.
I am the daughter of the bike messenger of the gods. I'm the daughter of Hermes.
Like with the wings on the.
One and the same.
And huh. And at this point, I'm just like, okay, Mother, you compelled me to sit down. What do you do? What can you do? I'm trying to get like these, like.
What do you mean? What can I do?
I'm trying to get an experiential, like observable God feature or act, so I like know that this is real. Because right now, this still just doesn't feel like seeing is believing. Let's put it that way. Seeing is believing in science, right? Um, much less having something that we can reproduce and you know show.
So your Papa John's was not good enough.
Again, I mean, there's some really advanced technology out there.
Well, it's me stealing from Thor. To lesser civilizations, magic is indistinguishable from science.
Interesting. So, Mother, say I participate in these Scion activities. What additional things might I expect outside of fighting, quote, evil things in the world?
Making new friends that are more like you than you realize.
Shen starts to think about how he's always felt a little out of odds with folks, and it's not just because he's, this child that was adopted or a child that was both kind of in between multiple cultures, not just like Chinese culture and English culture and American culture, but he just has always felt out of sorts and goes, interesting. Um,
There are few people on any of the planes that would understand what it's like to be a Scion than another Scion.
hmm.
No Scion's life is the same. Some never even get active. Their powers never even get activated because they're not necessarily needed.
So you're saying that my powers are needed?
Yes. You care about preserving life, yes?
Absolutely.
If you don't help prevent whatever catastrophes the dark forces come up with, then no life.
I still find it very surprising that if the gods are supposed to be omniscient and all
Well, none of
knowing.
us are omniscient. And the fates work in mysterious ways.
Hmm.
And humans and scions alike change the weaving of the fabrics of fate near constantly.
Well, I'm going to approach it like this. This might be an interesting experiment to see what I am capable of and to what ends I'm able to further benefit the human race or the human population of the world. So I suppose I will entertain this notion of being a demigod.
That's a good plan.
Do you have any of those peaches, by the way? I heard really good things about uh, them in your garden.
Those are for the gods only. Maybe someday you can also have them.
All right, someday. How will I get in contact with you if I'm out fighting the forces of evil?
It's not a perfect method. Like I said, I'm not allowed to interfere all that often.
Okay.
So, we'll say that Robin knows the way because Calvin didn't think of that beforehand. Uh, I might be able to respond. I might not.
So, Robin, how do we get a hold of you?
Oh, I will be with you. I am one of the people that will be training you to how to use your new powers.
Okay, gotcha. You're part of God School, that baby God School.
Sort of.
Okay.
At this point, you will hear a ruckus. There would be some like shouting. I'm gonna say some racial expletives
Uh huh.
towards
Oh.
Asians.
Oh.
Um, outside of the bar.
I immediately get up. Well, I'll go. Please excuse me, mother. And I'll get up and leave. Or I'll try to.
Oh no, this is for me. You'll see that there's less people in the bar now. We'll say still some tourists. Probably the blue collar guys wandered off. The white suit guy not there either. Um, yeah, like there's like half the people are gone essentially. Yeah, and your mom will walk towards the door.
Okay.
Are you going to follow her, or are you going to stay?
Yeah, if I'm
Okay.
able to get
Yeah,
up
no,
and I'm not.
she's not stopping you, but she is pointing out that this is for her, not for you.
Oh.
Uh,
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna just follow and observe.
yeah. So she will go outside, and outside there will be the two Irish guys that she beat at Domino's. And there is once again I should have done better research for this. There's we'll say a very tall, very beefy looking redheaded man,
Mm-hmm.
and a woman, kind of she lithe but toned. You know, she's
Mm-hmm.
like a professional fighter, like a woman, like a women's professional fighter.
Okay.
You
Ronda
know,
Rousey.
sure, but she has like raven black hair, um, and she has swords and crows on her, like a couple of crows on her.
Shen immediately takes out his phone and is like starting to record.
And your mom will be like, I was wondering how long it would take for you to figure out I was here. The man will be like, will look like he's about to step up to say something, and then the woman will stop him and be like, we do not interfere in each other's realms. And be like, my boy was here. Well, I mean, she'll say it differently. My son was here. This is where I had to do it.
I turn the camera to look at myself, and then I turn it back.
And the woman with the black hair would be like, it doesn't matter. There are rules. And she'll pull out swords, and the man will like crack his knuckles and be like, oh yeah.
I swipe down on my phone and I pull up the Alfie emergency button. And I'm like, Alfie, get the fuck out here.
Oh, he's out there. Him and Robin came out with you.
Okay.
And your mom would be like, Robin, take my boy. I have to show these younglings what the demon of Cataclysm is capable of.
That's my mom.
That's my mom's. Robin would be like, yes, ma'am. And she has like one of those like wire. She'll go, Sam, if you wouldn't mind, please. And then literally, like, there's a wall next to you, a door, like almost like a shadow door, like not like a real door, but like a doorway, like kind of like shadowy will appear, and Robin will direct you.
Moms, you good?
I'm fine, son. It's not my first time in a fight.
I mean, from what I heard, yeah, you fuck them up. So, anyways, don't be a stranger, I guess.
I'll do my best.
Alfie, let's go.
He will go in. You'll go in. Robin will come behind you. You will. This is great because it's pretty much the same. You will come out, and you were in a hotel lobby.
I look at my signal and my phone. I'm like, what?
You are roaming.
Motherfuck. I turn on sat capabilities. Is that, am I getting satellite at all?
Yeah, sure. I'll say probably because you're quick-witted like that. You'd be like, where the? So you were
where am I pinging in the world?
You were in New Orleans.
What the?
You will see, in front of you there will be a woman. There's two. There's crap. I'm trying to remember the description of her character.
Hold on. If Baby God School's in New Orleans, I'm super fucking excited because New Orleans is like one of my favorite cities ever.
That's fair. I haven't been there. A woman, dark auburn curly hair. You can't see her eyes. About 5'11", 190 pounds. Has like a darker skin. I'm trying to remember what. Hold on. I want to make sure that the darkened copper, toned build, not buff, but can get shit done.
Okay.
And looks like, has like possibly her hair up a little bit with like, I mean, it's a little frazzled. She's a little like, da fuck, but probably has. And then in front of her is a girl about 17 years old with red hair, and goes, Mr. Saint-Rose. And then that is where we're end.
What the fuck? Oh, dope. Oh my gosh. No. I have to wait 2 weeks to play?
Yeah, that's what it feels like. Okay. So thank you for watching. Be on the lookout. Hopefully you watched the first video. Otherwise, this video makes a little bit less sense, specifically who that other person is. And make sure that you come by March 20th to see what happens to all of the characters. So, Gav out.
Bye.